G'day folks, I just came to pick up my hit and miss engine today and scout out a few deals for friends. Can't quite make out the first bit. I think it's Frederick Deering International Harvester Company, Chicago, USA. Not sure what horse rating is, a little bit on there somewhere. Apparently this one's a goer. It's been in storage. The guy who owns it hasn't spent any time trying to get it going, so it's up to me. It's got good compression. Well, that was relatively easy getting it home. The guy wanted to give me one twice the size. I thought, no way, I can't move the things. There's going to be a Wallaby or Koala brand one, but this little into will do. Factory paint too. That's better. I can now drive in here. I'm going to move the crane across. The old cross rail is gone. I cut the welds and pulled that out. I can stack the trailer straight in under the crane and hoist it off. Well, she fits. Just. See what this big beast in here. Too many big things now. I need a bigger workshop. Stand in off the top. That's it. Mate, we have lift off. It is working really well. Not much clearance though. The only problem with low roof heights, you can't build your cranes very high. This chain follow has twice as much travel on the bloody take-up chain. That's all the excess. Full chain. It's a bit too long, but it works. Slung under the base and around the neck, right in there. This one is compressor blanket to try and protect the paint. That's not too bad. Don't want to harm anything in there. Oh, not let it hang too long. Beautiful. That's the way it should be. No breaking your back trying to lift this sort of shit off. Alright. Focus, I didn't want the chains to hit the paintwork, but they stayed well clear. That's it folks. This is off. Well, she's starting to clean up quite nice now. I'm going to open up the magneto and make sure there's no water in there, because I did use a bit of degrease and water. I've already flushed and cleaned a lot of these bearings and things. I don't believe this is the original paint, since you can see where they've painted around these logos instead of painting and then stamping logos on it. Not likewise these little hits and things. Definitely not factory paint, but it's in such good nick I'm not going to take it off and paint over it. And the bloke who gave it to me suggested just keep it looking a bit rustic. Leave a little patch of dirt or paint here and there, and it looks great. I'm not done cleaning it up, but it still looks great. It's a well-used engine. I mean, it'd come up really nice with 100% clean and paint, but it's just time I don't have at the moment, so I'm going to clean it up as best I can and see what I can do. Just a quick start test. Beauty. fuel pump for the International Harvester 3 horsepower throttle governed engine. I had to take it apart because it's not working. You can see the zinc die casting has a lot of corrosion and age related fractures and cracks and various abnormalities, so it's a bit fragile. It's comprised of the main body with the inlet and outlet and a plunger assembly, which is a zinc bush, some like pump gland packing, a main spring, centre shaft, and the actual plunger, which is actuated by that lever there off the cam. And most importantly, this little ball which checks the flow from when the fuel's drawn in through the bottom orifice up into the cylinder. It prevents the fuel from being pushed back to the tank. It goes out here instead, up to the fuel bowl. That bowl, the seat I believe is corroded away in it, but that bowl normally sits in there, and this pump assembly will go in on top, and it just bounces up and down like so. Very basic. So I just got to try and recondition the seat down the bottom there. If not, I'll have to find a replacement pump, or body anyway. Okay, well the check bowl works perfectly now. I resurfaced the seat with a little hand tool I made up, just an old carbide spherical burr with a capillary tube. Just feed it down inside and gently resurface the seat. So that seals perfectly now and operates as it should. The pump shaft might be a bit worn out, and likewise the housing. That's my only other concern. If there's too much blow-by past this shaft, I may have to either put a Teflon O-ring or something on it, just modernise it a little bit. I mean, nobody will see it inside there, so it doesn't matter if it's not authentic. I'm trying to get some more gland packing material. Well, this stuff's pretty good. Okay folks, well I've got the fuel pump sorted out and it works like a charm now. But unfortunately this old Wico magneto doesn't have enough spark to ignite under compression. I mean, I tested it with the spark plug out and it worked just fine, but apparently it's not enough. It'll barely make a 2mm spark out in the open, and as V8 Jagnut has told me, it's just not enough, especially under compression. So for the time being I'm going to disconnect the coils from this and use the points on it to operate a car ignition coil, and that'll at least tell me if the compression on this motor is adequate enough to keep it going, because the compression I believe, or I can really feel, is not up to my standards. So in the long term it'll mean probably a rebore and ring kit and God knows what else to get it to run properly. But for now I'll just try and hotwire this and put a coil across it. I'll disconnect these actual coils so I don't fry them, and just use a car coil. As long as the contacts are open, it doesn't load the coil up, but it does start to get a bit warm if you leave it with the contact closed.
Okay.
That's all good though.
How do you do that?
Position flywheel after turning it off.